Hey everyone, it's Mojax back in the DJ City UK lab. Today we're talking about Rekordbox from Pioneer DJ, in particular Rekordbox DJ, the Plus Pack, the performance software, which has only been around since October 2015. It's not a long time, and in that time it's evolved really fast. We've got DVS in there now, loads of new hardware is supported, and the new version 4.2.0 brings video to the table as well. And yeah, it's not a review as such because there's too much to kind of unpack here, but we are going to be reviewing some Rekordbox DJ specific hardware in the coming months. So for example, the new RZX, the giant controller with 3 screens on there, video previews and so on. That is all about, of course, Rekordbox DJ. It's not a standalone device like the CDJs. It is all designed around the software. So we need to understand, all of us, how this software is going to work and integrate with it. Also, we'll be reviewing some budget stuff as well. We've got the DJI RB is on the way. This is the SB2, which is kind of similar, but this one was designed for Serato DJ. It does work with Rekordbox, but of course the RB does have the specific functionality for Rekordbox. So it's interesting to see the difference between the two. So yeah, just going to basically talk you through all of the stuff that's been added since it launched in October 2015, all the new stuff that's in there, and show you just kind of how it works, how it integrates with hardware and so on, because it's really kind of fascinating. Let's get to it. So this is export mode, the traditional side of Rekordbox, and where I spend a lot of my time every week prepping tracks and exporting them to SD cards and USB sticks for DJing with CDJs. I've mentioned previously how impressive the library management stuff is in here, and it really is like the best of Traktor and Serato DJ in that regard, plus more as well. You've got the smart playlists, which are missing from Traktor, but also play counts and things which are lacking in Serato DJ. You can synchronize from your iTunes library, of course, and use that same sync manager to then export to your media for playing out. You have different choices for the layout. You can have the full-size player, which allows you to set all your cues and memory points, as well as do your beat grids in high detail. And you can have grids with dynamic BPMs too, by the way, which is something Traktor still hasn't got. And there's a metronome in there too, which is a real killer feature. Once you've gridded your tracks, you can open up a 2-player view, which lets you practice and check out mixes in real time with no hardware required. Another aspect which might blow the minds of some Serato DJ and Traktor users is that you can have multiple playlists on the screen at once and move tracks between them. This is a feature I'm so used to not having that I really don't use it in Rekordbox as much as I could, but it's really good. So that's as far as Rekordbox went until October 2015, when the first Plus Pack launched and brought with it Rekordbox DJ, the performance side of the software. It certainly looks a lot more like Serato DJ than it does Traktor, but my guess there is that in order to make the software backwards compatible with their older hardware, Pioneer DJ had to kind of go down that route. Pioneer's controllers have always been about those 16 pads since the DJSX first came along, and their software needed to stick to that paradigm if it was going to work. And that's one area Pioneer DJ must get credit for. Rekordbox DJ is compatible with a lot of their older kit. It wasn't all there from the start, but nearly everything that matters is there now. One notable exception is the DJM S9, and I really don't know why. That is a shame because that mixer has done very well for Pioneer amongst DJ City viewers. I can only hope that compatibility for that comes down the line at some point. One aspect of Rekordbox DJ which is very unlike Serato DJ is the ability to use pretty much any audio interface you like. Compatible Pioneer DJ hardware will be assigned automatically, but you can go in and select whichever interface you have connected and assign the channels yourself. Unlike Traktor, you can even do that when running the DVS plugin. Nothing is locked down when it comes to audio. Which means, slightly bizarrely, I can run the audio side of Rekordbox DVS through this Rain 64, or my 62, or a Traktor box, or even the S9 itself, despite that not being a native device. A quick side note, when Rekordbox DVS first launched, those Rain mixers didn't work, but now they do for me. I don't know what's led to that, but I'm not complaining. The DVS plugin itself works well, with some nice touches like automatic scope adjustment, and latency seems good, up to my standards at least, although I do need to have some turntablist buddies give it a really deep test before I can declare it's really up to the standards of the competition. Something which might put off a lot of Serato DJ DVS users will be the lack of variety in control vinyl. At the time of making this video, you've got standard black, or standard black. Even Traktor has clear, white and some colours available, so that's a disappointment. Serato users wondering if they can use their existing control vinyl collection will be disappointed. Yes, It kind of works as the frequency is the same, but I've found really obnoxious sticker slip with Serato vinyl in my testing, as you can see here, so you'll need to stick to Pioneer DJ's own vinyl or control signal file for CDJs. Speaking of CDJs, long-term viewers will know I'm not really a fan of HID control. I just find it feels clunky compared to playing tracks directly from the players or over link. However, Rekordbox DJ's implementation of it is the best I've seen, as you'd kind of expect really. You get artwork on the screen, the playhead marker is clean and stable in the central display, unlike on Serato DJ, and because the software contains CDJ features like memory points, all the hardware makes sense. So it's good, it's just not for me. I've actually got a few buddies though who've moved from Pro DJ Link to that setup, and that's for one main reason, the related tracks feature. This has the software display a column of tracks which are related to the one playing in any way you choose. So you can have tracks which are the same genre or a compatible key or similar BPM or via your own tags which are available in Rekordbox. It's crazy how powerful it is. Pioneer DJ aren't the first company to implement such a feature, but they are the only one of the big three to do it so far. There's a lot of cool stuff going on with the pads in Rekordbox DJ, and you don't need to have native hardware to take advantage of it, as the software features straightforward MIDI learn features, allowing you to add on any extra MIDI controllers that you like. It doesn't have the crazy deep mapping ability of Traktor, so if you're all about macros and that kind of weirdness, you will be disappointed, but for most people it will be plenty, and you can also customize the keyboard shortcuts to your own taste as well. For me, the sickest aspect of the pads is the amount of customizing on offer with the pad effects. You've got slicer and all that kind of stuff, and the hotkeys of course, but I love the pad effect stuff. For each one you can select which type of effect it contains and adjust parameters within it. And indeed, effects are a really strong aspect of the software all round, as you might kind of expect from Pioneer DJ with their history of hardware effects. You've got the pad effects, the regular Serato DJ and Traktor style effects banks, as well as colour effects like found on the DJM mixers, and release effects like the RMX 1000 that turns off all active effects in one go with an echo, break or spin back. It's seriously powerful stuff. Another aspect of Rekordbox DJ which I really like is the sampler. It's far more powerful than Serato's SP6. You can have up to 16 slots, and it's got a sequencer built in as well, so you can actually record a sequence of samples. I think that deserves a video of its own at some point in the near future. So now we get to the main reason I'm making this video today, and that is the new video pack available in version 2.4.0. Now, I don't spin video anymore, but I did for some years with Serato Video and then Mix Emergency, which has always been the gold standard for video DJing in my opinion. And to be honest, for me, that remains the case. Rekordbox Video is cool, but clearly a version 1 product at this point. You have the traditional layout found in the likes of Serato Video with preview screens for each deck and a central one for the output. It works fairly smoothly, although I found it to be more demanding on my system than either Serato Video or Mix Emergency, so I do feel like there's more optimizing to be done. All of my content is standard def, so I had Free Jack, who's one of my favorite house producers, send over some of the HD visuals he uses in his shows, and once I get an external display involved with that content, my system almost grinds to a halt. It's lacking in some other areas too. There's no delay compensation, no way to decide what is done with media which doesn't match the aspect ratio of the output, no upfader control, and although I do like the XY controls, the number of available video effects is pretty limited. Also, you can't mix audio and video files within the same playlists, which will be a serious handicap for most working video DJs that I know. Also, the overlay stuff, you've got animations there, but you can't position things like images or text on the screen. So again, anyone coming from other platforms, any pro video DJs, will probably find Rekordbox Video to be a bit limiting at this time. But those who are new to video and have a really powerful machine might find it serves their needs okay. Pioneer DJ do update their stuff very quickly, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of upgrades to the video side soon enough. Which brings me to my final point about Rekordbox DJ, and it's one which could have gone two ways. There's no getting around it. 4.2.0 was basically a bit broken. I do a lot of gigs with my laptop hooked up via Pro DJ Link, and that just didn't work in the version. Plus, a lot of users were reporting issues with exporting and playlists too. So usually that would cause me to end this video on a bit of a sour note, except by the time I've come to make this voiceover now a week later, Pioneer DJ have already got a beta version available publicly which fixes those issues. Since taking development in-house, Pioneer DJ have been developing the software at an incredibly fast pace, like nothing else I've seen. And yes, that does mean that sometimes problems can slip through in new versions. It also means they get fixed
really fast. It's impressive stuff.
So there we go, a look around Rekordbox DJ. Now this is really a fascinating bit of software to me. It really is. From an industry point of view, it's interesting because it is Pioneer DJ's attempt to own the whole stack, from the speakers you play on to the software you use and everything in between. And of course, to achieve that, you know, software is a big part of it, and Pioneer DJ have come pretty late to that party. You know, Serato DJ, Traktor, Virtual DJ, these platforms have been around for years, and this has been around since October 2015. But they're evolving it super fast. DVS in there now, video in there now, loads of new hardware supported. It's all just rolling really quickly, so it's fascinating. Also, it's fascinating because you've got this kind of dichotomy. You've got a really locked down system in that the only native stuff that works with it is Pioneer products, and that's all it ever will be. You know, I'm almost certain that Reloop, for example, will never make Rekordbox specific hardware because Pioneer are their direct competitor. I'm almost certain that will never happen. So you're always going to need Pioneer kit, but they've got MIDI mapping in there, and the interface side of things, you know, you can use pretty much any DVS compatible interface with Rekordbox DJ for DVS. Like this Rain mixer, designed for Serato software, now works perfectly well with Rekordbox DJ and DVS. So yeah, it's a real kind of clash going on between the open side and the lockdown side, and I'm fascinated by it. I really, really am. Now, if you are intrigued by this little look we've had around, just check it out. You know, it doesn't cost you anything to try the software. It's a 30-day free trial. You can download it. It's cross-platform, Windows and Mac. And I do think that everyone should kind of investigate it, see what works for you, see if it will work with your hardware, because not everything it's going to work with. So, you know, it's worth a download, if nothing else, and a bit of your time to check it out. You might find it's not the platform for you. You want to stick with what you're using now, in which case that's kind of understandable. You know, changing platform is quite a big investment in time and money, but it's definitely a contender. You know, Rekordbox DJ now is a good contender in the market, and I'm very intrigued to see where it goes next. I'm intrigued to see what kind of hardware it brings forth in the future. So there we go. Thank you for watching today. Make sure you subscribe for all our future tips, tricks, and product reviews. I'll see you soon.